Rina, let me just ask a follow on this change candidate question. If you are the Harris campaign, should you be concerned that more voters see Trump as the change candidate? Does it suggest the Harris campaign messaging about not going back is perhaps falling flat?
Well, let me just say these numbers don't fully surprise me because, of course, they really suggest that folks are tying Harris to Biden. These past 4 years, they are linking her directly to the success or the lack of success of this administration, depending on who you ask. So, in essence, these polls are, we should look at them as a bit of a, pulse to get a sense of where the electorate is, but it's not an end-all, be-all. I'm getting some 2016 vibes here. I think there's a sentiment out there that actually sort of supersedes these polls, and the polls aren't really good at picking up. But here's my point here. Trust is at the core of this election. And to me, election day starts day after tomorrow. Because in this first matchup between the two candidates, yes, it's personality versus policy, but Kamala Harris has, unfortunately, the onus on her to strike a balance better than he can. She's going to be judged harsher because she is the underdog, as she's been saying, and she's going to, again, have to strike that balance of fact-checking him in real time while also very much showing and telling the American public what she's going to be about in these next 4 years and how she will be different than her current boss, President Biden. That is the name of the game right now. No more talking to your camps, to the people who are going to turn out. It's time to get to the middle, and it starts tomorrow night.
Chris, Trump went beyond his 2020 election lies this weekend in a chilling social media post. He is threatening to jail lawyers, election officials, even donors, declaring, when I win, those involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels unfortunately never seen before in our country. And he also said on day one he will free convicted January 6th attackers. Why do you think he's amplifying this messaging? And at this point, what else could the Harris campaign say about his rhetoric that hasn't been said?
Well, to answer your last question first, nothing. I mean, again, to me, Donald Trump, the cake is sort of baked on him. I don't know that there's anything Donald Trump can say or Kamala Harris can say about Donald Trump that's fundamentally going to change what people think. Look, here's what we know about Donald Trump. He's totally known by the electorate, or at least by the vast, 99% of the electorate, and he's not particularly well liked, right? 34% approval. The issue in this race is not, can Donald Trump get better liked in this debate or in the last 2 months of the campaign? That will never happen, right? The issue is, can he bring Harris down? Can he make her a risky choice in the eyes of people? Can he make her too liberal? I'll just say, Ana, I don't think it's going to change any votes. But look, I do think it's really important to reemphasize there is zero evidence of widespread or even not widespread election fraud in the 2020 election. There has, in fact, never been widespread election fraud in any election that we have ever seen in America. Again, do I think it fundamentally altered? No, it doesn't. But it's still, facts still matter, right? Facts are not a partisan position. And it's important that we note that even while I say I don't think that Truth Social post or anything else he posts on Truth Social or anything else Kamala Harris says about him in the debate is going to fundamentally alter how people think of him.
Former VP Dick Cheney has joined the chorus of Republicans who refuse to back Trump and are endorsing Harris largely because of rhetoric like we see in that post and because of January 6th. Rina, will those types of endorsements matter?
I mean, they matter somewhat, and I'm very cautious about this because this is what we need to take into stock here. This moment demands us looking at what votes are out there for grabs. I mean, that is the entirety of what us political professionals do at this point in the race. We try to figure out where the vote's at. So if Dick Cheney's changing minds and hearts, I mean, great. And look, we need these kinds of things to help Harris get further than where she is right now. But I'll just say this. This is a feelings over facts election. And I'll preface by saying I'm a pro-democracy advocate who has been at this for 8 years. I'm the child of immigrants that fled a genocide. And you're not going to hear an embrace of authoritarianism from me. I've never once voted for Donald Trump, and I've been a registered Republican my whole life. So I am absolutely for the Cheneys and any other Republican out there saying we are with Harris, but we are with Harris because we feel as if this is the most consequential election of our time. We let Donald Trump back in the White House. You open up the gate to everything that is un-American, revenge against enemies, the classification of certain people. Remember the Muslim ban? So while we can talk facts all we want, we need to talk about changing some hearts and minds where it matters. The feelings are what is casting this shredded doubt about Harris being successful and casting sort of this gray cloud over this election. I mean, the fact that Trump stands strong against this woman in the polls, and look, take him with a grain of salt, yes. We should all be very scared about what our fellow Americans are buying. A ton of misinformation and disinformation, and every single person has got to be part of pushing back on that.